Hello, everybody. This is Julissa. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who is listening right now in the podcast. Today is Saturday, January the 25th, 2025. I wanted to come here and share this story with you guys. When I heard it, we hear so many cases about this. Every time, we hear so many cases, about when a mom is waiting to have the baby. She's like almost due. And then out of nowhere, the husband, right, just doesn't want to have the baby. And it's so sad, okay? It's so sad because we all know, a baby is a blessing from the Lord. Having children is a blessing from the Lord. And to hear stories like this is so sad, especially when a baby doesn't just show up, right? It takes 9 months, right? 40 weeks eh, for the baby to come through. So there's a lot of expectation. The baby, is growing, and the mom is so expecting the baby, the family, right? And then, like I don't understand. Like every time I see a story like this, it's the works of the enemy. It is so sad, you guys. Like I said, people also men they do give a lot of signs. They do give a lot of signs, and they just I don't understand what's the like. I'm trying to explain it better. I just don't understand like what do you resolve by taking somebody's life? Like I don't understand what's the that's from the enemy, right? God is the one who gives life, right? So let me just read to you briefly this story. So it says here, a man in Tennessee is facing first-degree murder charges after he allegedly admitted to killing his pregnant girlfriend. According to the release, the 29-year-old Vital Wagner, originally from Indiana, was arrested this past Monday, January the 20th, after police discovered the body of a 30-year-old woman at a home in Maury County. Officers were dispatched to the home around 6 a.m. local time that day, after the nearby Robertson County Sheriff's Office received a call from Werner, the Spring Hill police said. Police said the woman, later identified as Ariel Nevilles, had sustained fatal wounds and was pregnant at the time of her death. Okay, so it's just crazy, you guys. Um, the police said that Wagner were in a relationship, right? An arrest affidavit obtained said that Wagner admitted to strangling Neville using, I don't want to get too graphic here, but he strangled her, and he also admitted to strangling. Oh, he gets sorry. I do apologize about that. He gets very graphic, so I don't want to read that. And they waited. They say authorities say they waited until Neville's. He actually waited until the man was dead. To leave the house. Okay, so he admitted to the whole thing basically, and he was, he told the officers exactly what he did. Um, so when he was interviewed in the Maury County jail, he said that she was the one who chose that. Okay, he said, quote unquote, no, dude, I didn't. She did it to herself. He repeatedly replied when asked if he had killed her. In quote unquote, he said, I told her this is the way. I had a beautiful future set up for us. She wanted to act crazy. She chose this. It didn't have to be this way. People, I'm laughing because this is such a typical behavior of somebody who's, trying to blame you for their reaction, right? And it's so sad, right? Because they're so blinded. They don't see through anything. It's almost like doing something so horrible as this, right? And this man is trying to say it was her choice. That's crazy. That's just so crazy, you guys. And there's so many people who believe when they do horrible things, it's the other person's fault. I think that comes straight from the enemy. is the works of the enemy. A lot of people also are dealing with mental health. That's also very true. Okay, and he continued to speak. She said, "Yeah, she found out about the pregnancy 10 weeks in, and she said I wanted to keep it, and he was I didn't." I'm like, we didn't have this conversation. I'm not doing this. So there was a complete disagreement immediately when they find out that they were pregnant. Okay, so it's so sad. According to the obituary, Nebils was originally from Valparaiso. She served in Illinois Army Reserve and worked as a union millwright, someone who worked on and installed heavy machinery for much of her career. Nebils is survived by her parents, six siblings, and many loving aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends. And that's, all of those people were waiting for that baby too. And for a safe delivery and for the mom to be, healthy also. This is, this is so sad because when something like this happens, the enemy only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay? Steal, kill, and destroy. And now he has this man thinking that he didn't do anything wrong, that it was actually her choice. This is a typical example of the works of the enemy in society these days. Okay, it's so sad, you guys. He was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony murder, and he's set to appear in court on Monday, February the 3rd. So that's coming up soon. So, hopefully by then, in a week and a half, I guess, this man comes to the realization of what he has done and asks the Lord for forgiveness. It's so sad, right? We pray for the family affected by this. You cannot imagine, every time I see a story like this, you know who comes to my mind? Tracy, but Lacey Peterson, excuse me. Lacey Peterson comes to my mind. There's so many of them. There was the other one that was she was a pilot, and she was last seen in a surveillance camera like the day of Thanksgiving, I think, with a baby, right, trying to get things to cook up a meal, and then the husband actually ended up killing her. All these things that you see, especially because that's the Lord created family, right? The Lord created family, right? He said, go on and multiply. Every time you see marriage destroyed, every time you see husbands or wife, whatever, killing, there's some type of killing or separation within the family. That's just the words of the enemy destroying um destroying what God called you to do, right? What God created, like the union of the family. Every time you see um like how did you like I don't even know like how to even think about, you see that your wife says that you both are pregnant, and you're acting as though like, oh no, that's not for me, I'm not gonna have the baby or something. That's crazy, you guys. And I know it's very common, okay? And it's so crazy to how men, thinking about the Lacey Peterson case right now, how men become so distant, right? The minute they find, like when the woman becomes pregnant and she gets to do everything like by herself, right? And it's like, are you serious? Like in the Lacey Peterson case, we know that it was during Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I think. And this man, she's 8 months pregnant, and this man is going out the day of Christmas, going out fishing by himself, doing his thing, basically. And then Shannon Watts comes to mind too, also pregnant, expecting their third child, and this man is having an affair. It's just every time you see that type of destruction when it comes to the family union, that's just the enemy, right? Behind it all, right? Because that's a family, and and children, having children, all of that. That's that's what God created, right? That's what God created. So biblical, right? And this is when you see something like this, you know who's behind it, basically. So we pray for the family affected by this. And let me know, guys, what you think about this case. And if you know more information about it, I heard about this case maybe a couple of days ago. But let me know if you hear any new details. Leave it in the comment. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening in the podcast. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.